Okay, so for the past few days, the internet was hyped with OnePlus 13. Like the OnePlus 13 has the best display, IP69, 6000 mAh battery, etc, etc, etc. And straight from China, this is here, the OnePlus 13. OnePlus's upcoming flagship for India, and this phone is very important for the Indian market. It's the world's second phone to come with Snapdragon 8 Elite, and it has a 50 megapixel triple camera, Hasselblad cameras. I'm really excited to check the camera out. In our Xiaomi 14 long-term review, we compared the OnePlus 12's photo with Galaxy S24 and Xiaomi 14. Oh boy, after the update, the camera on the OnePlus 12 was fantastic. So overall, the question that has to be asked is the OnePlus 13 hype real? Is the OG OnePlus that we wanted back? This is Pratik, TechWiser, OnePlus 13, let's go. So just like every OnePlus phone, you get this big red box with the OnePlus X Hasselblad collab. Inside the box, you get the phone, a case, paperwork, SIM ejector tool, a 100-watt SuperVOOC charger, and a Type A to Type C cable. Now, this might be out of context, but other than Motorola, Vivo, and all of them, I think OnePlus is the only company that still sells a non-PD charger, so you cannot charge your laptop at 65 watt. Like, come on, OnePlus. But still, I would appreciate at least they are selling a charger inside the box. So basically, everything that you need with a smartphone is inside the box. Now, one thing that really caught my attention was the build and design of OnePlus 13. Like OnePlus says that the design of OnePlus 13, sky-breaking dawn, the design is inspired from the colors of the sky at sunrise. The moment you pick up the phone in your hand, it feels so good and surprisingly lighter in my hand. Cause see, the OnePlus 13 weighs around 212 to 214 grams. It is about 7 to 8 grams lighter than the last year, and it still has a 6000 mAh battery, 600 mAh more from last year. Now, when you move your finger across the back, it has a smooth back with a frosted glass finish. OnePlus calls it silk glass, and there are two other colors as well, blue which has a vegan leather texture and a black color with a frosted glass back. The blue one looks really cool. Another change in the design is the camera island is now independent, unlike the OnePlus 12, and the Hasselblad logo placement is on the right. It seems like the design team added the logo at the last moment, like it's barely visible in this white color. Now the side frames here are metallic but with a glossy finish, and one of the main highlight is this phone has IP68 plus IP69 rating, and in case you don't know what IP69 is, don't worry, we've got your back. IP69 rating is like the highest water and dust resistance rating, so a phone with IP69 can sustain high pressure, high temperature water jets, etc. Now this is a trend that you will see with flagships launching this year. They'll come with IP69 rating. So if something like this happens while you are enjoying your hot cup of noodles, the phone can also enjoy the hot cup of noodles if it falls over it. Jokes aside, it's a good thing here because last year OnePlus 12 only came with IP65 rating, but this one right here gets proper IP68 plus IP69 water and dust resistance. And when you flip the phone on the front side, you see another change in display. Instead of curved display, it has a flatter display with little bit of curves on all the four sides. Now this type of display are called quad curve display. Xiaomi introduced it with the Xiaomi 14 Ultra and Xiaomi 14 CV. And after going through the display specs, now you might have two doubts. Like, Pratik, what is this 80 LTPO and what is BOE's X2 OLED display? Okay, so 80 LTPO display in simple words. In the display, there are pixels, right? So each pixel has 8 small transistors in it, which helps to deliver a sharper image. But for the end users like you and me, it adjusts the refresh rate on the screen as per your speed of finger movement on the display. So see here in the calculator app here, if I'm typing, the refresh rate is 120 Hz, but as soon as I pick up my finger, it becomes 1 Hz now. So it's quite responsive. And now coming to BOE's X2 OLED display, BOE is a display manufacturing company from China, and X2 OLED is just a display variant. Now I watched 2 to 3 episodes of Citadel's Honey Bunny on Prime Video, and till now I'm really enjoying this series. Now the display also is quite good in terms of color, sharpness and all. There is no HDR support on Netflix, and of course this is a Chinese release phone, so we'll see that when it comes to India. And even outdoors, in terms of brightness, while using maps or booking a ride, the display is bright and visible. It's the same brightness nits as last year. And since we are outdoors, that reminds me of the cameras. The OnePlus 13 now has a 50 megapixel triple camera setup. The ultra wide angle camera and the 3x periscope camera are now changed this year. The OnePlus 13, due to size requirements, no longer has a periscope camera. It is now a 3x telephoto camera, and the photos in good daylight conditions come out good. Like, I love this vintage vibe of it. The colors and all are slightly contrasty if you look at this ball kicking photo, but it looks retro. Even the human skin tones are good, which has been a problem with OnePlus for a long time. The telephoto camera takes good sharper photos at 3x, 6x. Like this pigeon photo, if you zoom in, the eyes and all are sharper. Like this look of the bird is so cool. In log photos like 30x, 50x, the details are missing, and I believe it is due to the inferior telephoto camera. The telephoto camera also doubles up as a macro camera, and when it doesn't have trouble focusing, the photos are bang. Like look at them. And in terms of videos, it can now shoot maximum at 8K 30 FPS. Last year it was 8K 24 FPS. Here's how the video and mic quality is. But here is an interesting thing that I noticed. See, I'm recording the video and I'll switch from 0.5x up to 6x. In 0.5x, the colors and all, they look bright. But when you switch to 1x, see the color changes. So the color shifting between the lens is visible. I hope they fix when it comes to India. On the front, you get a 32 megapixel selfie camera and the pictures from it come out good. Like if I zoom in, it has good amount of detail and sharpness. Now coming to the most awaited part, performance. The OnePlus 13 obviously with Snapdragon 8 Elite on paper is packed with powerful specs. And in case you have missed that, Snapdragon 8 Elite is Snapdragon 8 Gen 4, which has been renamed to 8 Elite. But why? First, let's understand this in simple words. So remember the Snapdragon X Elite processor that comes with laptops. So the Snapdragon X Elite processor has Orion cores. Now Snapdragon 8 Elite also has Orion cores, so they just match the naming scheme with the desktop processor. Other than this change, there are also changes in the NPU or AI cores. Now the Prime cores have direct access to L2 cache, so they are nitro boosted. On-device AI tasks are 45% faster than the last year. The Snapdragon 8 Elite is so powerful that it can run PC games like Assassin's Creed on 4. Now we ran the Antutu benchmark, which checks your phone's overall CPU, GPU, RAM and gives it a score, and it scores somewhere around 27.46 lakhs, which is almost 7 lakhs higher than 8 Gen 3. We also ran the CPU throttling test. While the graph looks green, the CPU has throttled up to 53%. So the chip has immense potential and power, but OnePlus might be capping the power here so it doesn't have overheating issues. And in real life usage, I played COD Warzone with graphics set to peak and other settings like FPS and all to high. And if you see the gameplay, the graphics look so good, plus it gives 60 FPS at all high settings, which was not possible in 8 Gen 3. Now there were no stutters, but after 40 to 45 minutes of gaming, the phone started to get warm and the side frame feels more warm than the back panel, so it gets kind of uncomfortable to hold the phone and play for long duration. And after 1 hour of continuous gaming, the battery drain was somewhere around 10.6%, which is good considering you're literally playing at max setting. And again, that reminds me of the battery. It has 6000 mAh battery, and the reason being silicon carbon. Silicon carbon is the new battery trend, and let me explain it in simple words. Batteries are simple. You have one positive node, one negative node. Consider them as two different cities. When you use your phone, the workers or lithium ions get up from their home, that is the negative terminal, and go to the factory, that is a positive terminal. But when these workers are tired or your battery hits 0%, you charge your phone and now these workers go back from the factory to their home to reset. So the new silicon carbon batteries can pack in more ions in the same space. So the battery is now smaller but has more capacity. And in my short usage doing heavy gaming, clicking pictures and watching content, it easily lasted me a day with about 40 to 45% battery left. And in terms of charging, it supports 100 watt SuperVOOC charging, which again charges the phone 100% in just 20 minutes. Other than this, it supports wireless charging and reverse wireless charging. Now in terms of software, we can't talk much because this is a Chinese unit and it runs on ColorOS 15, which is based on Android 15. But when the OnePlus 13 launches in India or globally, it comes with OxygenOS 15, which is a very solid update over last year's OxygenOS 14. So what's the conclusion? Is OnePlus really back? Like, is the hype of OnePlus 13 real? And my answer to that would be yes. Like right from this new design, power pack, performance and great battery tech, in my short usage, it felt like the hype is justified. But giving a final verdict on a Chinese unit is not right because a lot of it depends on how much it is priced in India. So currently in China, this is priced at around 55,000. But I'm expecting it in India to come around 65 to 70,000. And as per the leaks, it might come around January 2025 in India. So let us know what are your thoughts about this. And this would be a really good competition to the iQOO 13. That's a video I'm excited about. On that note, this is signing off. Pew pew.